know if you'll be able to see me. Maybe I should leave that open. Get a little bit more light in here. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Channel is Van Life Plus Movies. My name is Matt. I've been spending the spring and summer of 2021 building out this 2007 Chevy Express, turning it into a full-time livable home. And that will be happening quite quickly. We found out a couple weeks back that the house had sold. I'm currently building it out while residing at my parents' house, my childhood home. But they're selling and they're moving, and the house has a possession date of October 15th. I just got back yesterday from my camping trip with my cousin to Dinosaur Provincial Park and found out that we've got a moving day for all of their stuff to move of October 12th. So October 12th is the official day that the house will sort of no longer be livable. And that gives us 22 full days to get everything sort of ready. Now, there's plenty of stuff that still needs to get done on the van, but a lot of my time will be taken up assisting with that move. I will find myself back over into BC on a couple of occasions, I'm sure. But when it comes to the van, I want to get as much as I can get done while we're here, not because I don't think I'll have the time or ability to do it once I'm in the van full time, but because I don't want there to be a mad rush to get rid of all of the stuff that I've been using to build the van. If you've been following the channel, then you know this, but if you're new, everything in here, mostly everything in here, is repurposed furniture. This water station here is 2 IKEA dressers that I glued together, painted, and made look nice. These cupboard drawers are from an old dresser of my grandmother's. And then these cupboards here are all made from scrap wood that was left over from the wall paneling and the wheel well boxes and the hanging cabinets in the back of the van. And there's lots of stuff that still exists, but we got to wrap it up. We can't leave all of this behind, right? It has to be taken care of. So my goal in the next 22 days, and at least for this entry in the vlog for sure, well, let's break that down. My goal for the next 22 days is to get as much done as I can while still having, I guess, the comforts of a sticks and bricks. And for my goal for this vlog entry, let's say, is to get, I don't know, we gotta start setting goals, I guess. I'd love to get the sink done. The sink down here, it's just a stainless steel bowl. I want to drill out the bottom, put a drain in, connect it to a bit of a collapsible hose to go into an old water jug for a gray water tank. Because one thing that I've learned quickly on the colder nights is I'm not going to want to be opening up my door and tossing out water. Not even just on cold nights, but if I'm in a place where I can't do that, right? So a gray water tank would be great. I want to continue this build. Let me show you. So this we mounted more or less last build video, I think, maybe. I gotta take this off, and what I wanna do is build more structure around this to sort of encase it, and then this solid platform here will give me more, or will give me something to build off of to go up here, so I can build this area into a bit more of a cabinet storagey area. And that's, I think, where we're going to start today. So I will have to take this off. It's just mounted with L brackets. Take that off because I'll have a piece that goes here, and then we can remount this. And for my viewers who have been watching this, I pointed out in my Dinosaur Provincial Park video, is new as well. I mounted another one over here because I honestly found that this cupboard space I wasn't using, not nearly as much as this, and I will be putting another fold out sort of shelf here to fold up like this so that we have a flat surface here. That's the plan for this entry in the vlog, and it's going to be an interesting 22 days for sure. So let's see what we can get up to. So that drill just fits in there just enough. All right, so that should give this back. Yep. All right, so yeah, the garage is in a little bit of a state of disarray right now. We're gonna have to get all of this cleaned up, but this is what was cool, is we've had this old desk downstairs. It was my mom's work desk when she had her own business, and it's been downstairs in our basement in the office area. So we're gonna repurpose as much of this as we can for the last few steps of the build here, because this is some really decent MDF board. So we'll use that and then see how much left over, and hopefully we'll be able to save that for Chris. So yeah, this is what we're going to be using right now. Clearly given up trying to find my pencil in all of this, but whatever. We're gonna be spray painting these gray anyway. My shoes from when I fell in the river at Dinosaur Provincial Park are still a little messy, but still intact, so not so bad. Think about that, but yeah, that's going to be an issue. Obviously, I should know that because of the wall, so I'm going to have to shorten this one up just because I need it to clear the latch down here. This one should be fine. So this is taller than this, and then we'll put another piece up top connected to this and the top of that once I shorten this one up so we can actually get to the clasp. There, trimmed off that back edge. Now we've got more than enough room to get our latch. And that'll be a nice surface for that to go from here to there, hopefully. Perfect, right? So there's the general idea. Nothing is attached yet, obviously. Cut out this little notch, I guess. Super simple, just put the piece of wood here and line it up. Nothing super technical. It has this little overhang here. Again, I'm not too worried about it. It hits that one there. This is where my cause for concern will be in terms of support and whatnot, because this doesn't have any below it either. It's just those L brackets that's attached to the wheel well box. But we'll worry about that when we get there. For now, before we get to the super fun part, which is bolting this all down with a whole bunch of construction adhesive, a la matte, we gotta paint these. So we're gonna go pick up some spray paint and then do a few coats on all three of these boards. Okay, and right, not so bad. Enclosed, have a surface to build on now. Space to actually stack probably my DVDs, the few that I will keep. That's probably what you saw in the first shot. That looks like a pretty nice spot for them. And I was able to reinforce this by attaching more screws, since this had a higher platform to attach to this time. And of course, you saw me do it all with construction adhesive and screws, just to give me that extra bit of reinforcement. And bonus points to whoever noticed this before I did. I had to relocate the latch here because the little part that it attaches to on the top, when it was over here, see, wouldn't let the door open. Just didn't foresee that until I needed to get my little vacuum out of here, and then I noticed it. So we relocated it here. It's nice and tight. Oh, and one other thing that I haven't actually pointed out yet, the hanging cupboard up there that I couldn't attach one of these, the struts to, because it was just too small, but they came in a pack of 4, so I was able to actually put it in here, which was super cool. All right, so that is this area for now. I guess let's see about this sink. Okay, so as far as I know, this is all I'm gonna need in order to turn this bowl into my sink. A few little notes. First note, look at this place. Got some work to do once this is drying. Yikes. Moving sucks, especially moving someplace that you've been for 30 plus years. I haven't been, but my parents have been, and it's just stuff upon stuff. Sorry, I know it's nothing to do with the sink, right? But it's okay, we got that. Heave freaking ho. When it comes to the sink, why am I putting a sink in the van? Well, I've already put a sink in the van technically, but all season it's just been this bowl that's been sitting in the recessed hole in my water station. And I at first thought, oh, this is fine. I can just use this. My water will run into the bowl. I'll open my door and I'll heave ho the water out. But on the last couple trips, it got cold enough where one, I don't want to be opening the door to heave ho, let's say, my toothbrush rinse water, right? And number two, I wouldn't want to be doing that even when it's not cold if I happen to be camping at, say, a Walmart parking lot, right? We're going to actually put a hole in the bottom of the bowl, right, with our good old hole saw. And then I got this at Lowe's. This is just a regular drain, stainless steel drain. And then I'm gonna use this as my gray water tank. So I've got two 20-liter water jugs in the van for my supply. This is a 10-liter jug for my gray water, which is fine. I'll just drain this a little bit more frequently. I don't plan on having, I shouldn't have to drain it every day because I'm not gonna be doing stuff like washing dishes in my sink. I knew I wanted it in there for the comforts of doing stuff like washing my face and brushing my teeth when I can't be outside doing that stuff. Doing dishes is really simple with a spray bottle of water and a spray bottle of vinegar. Way more efficient and uses less water. So anyways, yeah, the sink's just for those odd occasions for gray water. And like I said, mostly washing my face, brushing my teeth. And then I'm just gonna use the clear silicone, which this stuff is like $5 at Lowe's, this brand. Woo! And we will hit underneath the drain with it, and then that'll secure it to the sink. Now, normally you'd probably want to have something like plumber's putty to do that seal, but I couldn't justify buying an entire tub of plumber's putty just for this one little project. Like, it'd be a waste of money and supply because I would have no use for it afterwards. Maybe you can get them in smaller quantities, but from where I was shopping, that didn't exist. Drill a hole in here and then install the drain. And I'm also probably going to have to saw this down because that's just too long. Oh, I'm gonna expand this hole as well because that will go in there. The other thing that is kind of unfortunate is that my water station, it's built at a height where when the bowl is installed, it's not gonna be that far from the gray water tank. So I don't think that I'm going to be able to seal the bowl to the water station, which is what I initially wanted to do, so then it wouldn't go anywhere. I mean, when it sits in there, it's quite tight, so that's fine. But then I wouldn't be able to get my gray water tank out because, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna leave the bowl removable for now, and that'll allow me to remove my gray water tank when I need to. Enough yapping, let's make a hole. Yikes. Okay, with a little bit of determination, I got through. That was uncomfortable to say the least, but it worked. We got a hole in a bowl. All right, let's get that drain pipe in there. Okay, so exactly what I thought was gonna happen obviously happened. When I drilled through from this side, it kind of pushed up on this side and made a little rim. So I just kind of banged it back down with a hammer. I did my best, but I'm also having an issue where the bottom of this bowl, I don't know if I can show it while I'm holding the camera, but it's down, right? So it's got that flex to it right now, and I can't get it to stay out this way, which would be ideal. Again, that's one of those things I'm not going to get hung up on or worry about. We're just going to press forward. So I took the drain out and I used the jigsaw to make it shorter. And now silicone around here, put it in the bowl, and then tighten it up with the washer and bolt that came with it. Super simple. right, so we're looking good. I didn't record putting this together because it's pretty straightforward. You put the little washer that's inside this ring onto the metal part of the drain. Sorry, you put this big ring on first, then the washer, and then the ring screws onto this extendable part. And now we're seeing that I don't actually need that extendable part because it just fits. And I had to tuck this way up on the drain in order to make this work. Because when I had it like down below the ribs of the stainless steel drain, the sink was actually getting pushed up here, and I was like, well, I could live with that. Wait a second, I still had a little bit of room to work with on the drain here, so I took it apart, shoved it back up, and now this just fits. So this is still drying, the silicone around there. I think it's going to work just fine for my purposes. And then when I need to empty my gray water tank, you just grab the sink, pull this out, and pull the tank out. And if I want to, I could make that part shorter, but I don't know if I'm going to. I just don't know if I'm going to bother. But well, actually, I say that, but I think it would benefit me too, because if this gets too full, then when I pull this out, water's going to drip off of it. So yeah, I'm probably going to saw that down. That'll be the last thing I do. It's a day, and the van is in a state, which is making my mind be in a state as well. We're slowly getting there. While the silicone was drying, I was just tearing into the garage and cleaning up as much as I could, throwing out so much stuff. Going back to one of my earlier videos, purging feels really good, and that's essentially what today has been. This video started, there was 22 days left before the October 12th move. Now there are 20 days left, and I feel good about getting stuff done, right? We got the little box built, we got the sink done, which is something I wasn't planning on doing. And while I was cleaning the garage, Amazon came, and we now have some more circuit breakers, some 6-gauge cable, and the wire tap. So once the, what are they called? Wow, lugs. Once the little lugs come for the ends of the wires, we can install the DC to DC charger. I don't know, actually, this is only, I think I only got 10 feet of cable. I might need to get more cable once I figure out how this goes, but that's neither here nor there. That came, so cool. We'll get to that probably in a couple days when there's 18 days left. When you count, it goes by a lot faster. But anyways, all right, I'm gonna leave it there. Sink done, cabinet done. Part of the cabinet done. We're getting there, guys. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. We would absolutely love to have you here. And until the next one, guys, just remember to be happy, be creative, be yourselves, and most importantly, just be positive. I'll see you all in the next one. Okay, just a quick update, even though I ended this video, but I couldn't in good conscience say, oh yeah, that worked fine the way I did it. So I let it sit overnight and it dried and it was fine. But the drain inside was up for two reasons. I've used too much of that marine silicone, so that was creating a little bit of a rise. And the bottom of my bowl actually had this ridge on it. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah. Anyway, I took it apart, took it out, pulled the edges of the hole I made down with a pair of pliers to kind of create a funnel shape around the hole. And then I also used hammers and that one of those 20-pound weights to bang out that ridge, because essentially that ridge, I'm gonna put the bowl down. Essentially the ridge was creating a lip that water wouldn't be able to get over. I decided to put in the time and the effort to redo it, and now it's actually seated in there a lot better. And I'm using that silicone that I bought. I'm gonna clean this up first before it gets too dry, and I'm hoping this will work a little bit better. So just an update on my nightmare.